हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad
हरे
Pranam.
कृष्ण.
Am I audible?
Audible प्रभु. Can you for a little while can you stop your screen share? I want to introduce
Sure.
you.
Hey.
Uh, so welcome back Prabhu. Recently we had your Shravanotsav. So we are very honored to receive you. So for the new participants, I just like to introduce His Grace Navakishore Govinda Prabhu for a couple of minutes. And Prabhu has been introduced to Krishna consciousness in the year 2000 and he got initiated in April 2010 at Tirupati by His Holiness Vaipataka Swami Guru Maharaj. So Prabhuji is a Bhakti Shastri graduate from the Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education and has completed a teacher's training course level 1 and 2. And he also served as a co-facilitator for the ISKCON Disciples course. So I remember Prabhu also faculty for us for the IDC in our Narsimhagiri Dari Mandir, Bangalore. And over the years, Prabhuji has been actively engaged in devotee care, education, youth outreach, and leadership development. With extensive experience in training facilitators for Bhakti Viksha programs and youth preaching initiatives, he has guided and mentored devotees in their spiritual growth and service. So, during his stay in Bangalore, also Prabhuji used to train a lot of youth boys. So the youth boys, they used to, walk, run here and there. Prabhu used to catch them and make them sit. And they used to give a lot of youth training programs in ISKCON. Those days I still remember. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for that. And also, in continuation of introducing Prabhu, a passionate Kirtana practitioner and trainer, he regularly conducts workshops on devotional singing and both traditional and Western musical instruments, helping devotees develop confidence and competence in devotional leadership. I still remember Prabhu used to conduct Kartal Mridang classes. Tare keta. So we were there for some time. Later, we disappeared due to our some other services. However, Prabhu was enthusiastic in, training people who are enthusiastic in Kartal Mridang also. Okay, so professionally, Prabhuji is an independent business strategist and investment advisor also. He is currently serving as a regional director India for Just Tech Services, which is based in Texas, USA. So, bringing extensive experience in business development, strategic planning, leadership, and organizational growth. So, not only this, there is a big list of Prabhuji, and he is a devotee care, and now recently he became a Guhasta, and he has been blessed with a baby boy. Mataji name is Radhika Varadeshwari.
Radha Vardesh.
Okay, and the prince name Prabhu?
Keshav Hari.
Isha Hari.
Keshava
Okay,
Hari.
Keshava Hari. Okay, Keshava Hari. So I had a lot of time with Prabhuji. We used to have a lot of congregational meetings also. We used to share so many things. So Prabhuji has kindly accepted one more invitation from our side, and we are very thankful for this kind gesture of your grace. So let's all welcome His Grace Navakishore Govinda Prabhu for Shavan Vachav during this Purushottam month. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Over to you.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So, thank you very much, Mathurapati Prabhu, for giving me this opportunity to glorify the Lordships and His pure devotees on this auspicious month of Purushottama. It's it's I would say that there cannot be any other better time than this, because whatever one performs, any kind of service, any kind of sevas, manasa vacha karma, everything gets multiplied several times. So thank you very much, Prabhu, for this opportunity. So today we're going to discuss about the determination of Dhruva Maharaj. And so we will go through this verse. It doesn't have a purport, but let's understand uh, the conclusion of our acharyas and what Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami says in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I will just read this. We will not have any repetition, but we'll just Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.42. स्थानाभिलाषि तपसी सितोऽहम् वां प्रपत्वान् देवमुनीन्द्रकुह्यम् कासं विनिन्वन् अपि दिव्यरत्नं स्वामिन् कृतार्थो अस्मि वरं न याचे. Translation. When he was being blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dhruva Maharaj said, "O my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe types of penance and austerity. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and kings to attain. I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I have found a valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I don't wish to ask any benediction from you." So this purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying this verse is from the Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya 7.28. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So let's have our prayers and then we'll continue the discussion. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjalashalakhaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayham Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatadini. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So I hope that you are reciting these two verses through this month, very wonderful verses, which is actually recited during the Purushottam Mass. So I will just recite now half. If you're willing, you can recite in your muted status. Govardhanadharam Vande Gopala Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Ishanam Govindam Gopika Priyam Vande Navaghanashyamam Vibhujam Muralidharam Pitambaradharam Devam Saradham Purushottamam. So the translation is like this: I bow to the lifter of Govardhan, to Gopal, who has assumed the form of a cowherd, to the delight of Gokula, the Supreme Lord, to Govinda, beloved of the gopis. I bow to the dark-hued one, like a fresh rain cloud, the two-arm bearer of the flute, the divine one clad in yellow garments, the Supreme Person together with Radha. So this is actually from Purushottama Masa Mahatmaya from the Naradiya Purana. Okay, so let's begin the session. So we all have come across this beautiful pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. And sometimes we may think that, yes, it kind of reflects with our life also, being devotees. But most of the time, we ignore such situation, or even if we are in that situation, we try to, leave everything to destiny, or we just get busy with whatever we are doing. So let's break down this entire life of Dhruva Maharaj, what his life is teaching us, and what is the conclusion, and what we are going to take back for our application. So, if you carefully note, the first and foremost question would come to any person's mind that Dhruva Maharaj, being just 5 years old, how can he get such great benediction of receiving the direct darshan of the Supreme Lord? When we were introduced to Krishna consciousness, we were told that just chant Hare Krishna and everything will happen as per your desire. But we've been chanting for some years now. We did not have darshan of anyone. So, Dhruva Maharaj was indeed very fortunate. And as we discussed previously in the last session, if you were all present, that this journey of the soul is from kama to prema. The reason we are here is because of kama. Okay. So sangat sanjayate kama. Right. So we are here because of kama, and the whole process of spiritual upliftment is towards the direction of prema. And in these different stages, there are various different stages. For example, we can refer to this to water. So we can see that water is naturally, it's kind of colorless, it's kind of odorless. It has, you can understand, it's very clear. So we can categorize in different stages. The water, with having a lot of dirt, sediments, adulteration, it is in a different color. It's got different shade, right? In scriptures, we see the example of Ganges, Ishopanishad. So when Ganges is, during the rain, you can find that so many impurities, froth, and so many things floating around, and it is in a very impure state. The medium state is, even though there is contamination, but have you noticed ice? It still looks white, but it's got impurities. And the last is the pure water, which is the very clean stage. So here in this, in this pastime, we can relate to this three different grades, where one with material desire, okay, the second level is sakama bhakta, and the third stage is nishkama bhakta. And Dhruva Maharaj was in the state of sakama, having material desires. So the question which I raised in the beginning, that how he got this opportunity, or how he was so fortunate to do that, to understand that, we have to go back to his previous life. In his previous life, Dhruva Maharaj was a Brahmana, a very, very pious Brahmana, was very spiritual. But what happened is that because he got a favor from a king, okay? And he was very closely in association with the king. So as we know, Sangha Sanjayate Kamat. So he got a desire that I should also get an opportunity to enjoy. So he entire life this was actually in his heart, to trying that somehow I should get this respect, this honor, and I should also become rich. So when he left his body, and the Lord decided that, okay, even though he was a devotee, but he had this desire, so let us actually try to work on it. So like as we know that in Narasimha pastime, we always say that Narasimhadev operated Hiranyakashipu. Often the devotees refer like that. So we have to understand that Krishna is working on every single devotee, no matter what position, whether the person is surrendered, whether the person is not surrendered, or whether the person is fully surrendered. Krishna is still working on every individual soul. So here in the case of Dhruva Maharaj actually was born to King Uttanapada, and mother was Suniti. So he was born, and then later he got married to Suruchi, and Suruchi got a son called Uttam. And we all have studied in our textbooks and so many different places that how that Suruchi was very envious, and Suruchi wanted Uttama to have the seat of his father's lap. So, some people may say that, this is just a mere, it's okay, chalta hai, what is there in that? Every mother likes to, have this thing for their children. So what's wrong with that? Huh? But, it's not like that because, we see that, this was a kind of insult, and, little Dhruva, he took this very seriously. Huh? He took this very, very seriously. And, because Srila Prabhupada mentions in his writing that Dhruva Maharaj had this very strong Kshatriya spirit. So he cannot, tolerate this insult. And he went to his mother. And what the mother said, that everything happens with the mercy of the Lord. Huh? And it says Krishna is Sarva Karana Karana. And if he wants, then you will get that position. So then he thought, okay, fine. If that is the only way, then let me do it. Then he starts walking to the forest. Everyone is asking, where are you going? And the small Dhruva says, I'm going to meditate on the lordships. Everyone says, small boy, I think, got misguided. Sometimes old people say, no, hey, this guy has learned the Hare Krishnas. That got bewildered, got misguided. He will anyway come back to the material life. It's okay, don't worry. So the same way people were taking it very lightly, but he went deep in the forest. And when he went in the forest, there were wild animals. He didn't have any fear. Strong Kshatriya. And seeing all those things, we are also, so when someone, it is said that when someone is very determined to practice bhakti, Krishna is very kind. Someone is taking one step towards him, trying to understand him. Krishna is very merciful, and Krishna sends a devotee in a person's life. So remember, all of us are here in the Sangha right now. When we are going through whatever troubles in our life. And we were praying, we are going from temple to temple, jumping here and there, every day one temple, going around everywhere, going to Ganapati ji, going to Hanuman ji, doing all the pujas and everything, and crying, oh Lord, please show me some way, some path. And by the good fortune, whatever Sukriti we all had, we were blessed with that Sangha, that association of the devotee, who in turn, blessed us, prayed for us, chased us, followed us, and got us to the Sangha. Similarly, we see that how Bhagavan sent Narad Muni, and Narad Muni gave a test. He says, why don't you just go and play with the other boys? What is the necessity for you to go do this tapasya and all those things? Why do you need power? You're a tiny boy, go and play. What is the necessity? He said, no, don't misguide me. I'm here for a purpose, and I have to follow what I have come for. And seeing that determination of Dhruva, Narad Muni blessed him. He initiated him with a mantra, and with that strength and blessings, he went and he started his tapasya. Many, many lessons to be learned from this entire pastime, and even our own life. So let us go and see this one by one. The first thing is, there is always in our life, there is a kind of a trigger point. It could be devotees, it could be friends, it can be relatives, it can be nature, it can be our own body. And we are pushed to a certain situation where we are troubled. And when we are troubled and we cannot find a solution for ourselves, we cry for help. So like in the case of Dhruva Maharaj, Suruchi was that trigger. So it's very easy to blame Suruchi for everything. Like in the case of Lord Rama, everything is blamed on Kaikai. So one of the Odia poets, he mentions that actually most of the people have misunderstood Kaikai. Kaikai was the most happiest person when Rama got married. But she saw that Rama was always involved with people. Everyone just, if there is a small problem, he say that cat is stolen, they will come to Rama only. They want some advice for marriage, they will come to Rama. So Ramachandra Murthy was always occupied. So Kaikai desired, it seems, that Rama and Devi Sita should actually spend some time together. And that's the reason that she made this plan and sent them to Vanvas. A different perspective. So in our lives, a lot of the situations happen, and every time we blame that particular person or that particular situation for whatever is happening in our lives. But truly, it is not that person. It is Krishna who is actually working behind the scene. It's like the puppet show. We see that puppets are moving around, but actually it is not the puppet, but it's actually someone else who is actually orchestrating the entire movements. So in our day-to-day life, we get into so many different situations, and there are so many such kind of, such kind of triggers and such kind of, problems in our lives, and we are bewildered. And then we start chastising, we start, criticizing. And some people, create trouble for others, or some people end up committing suicide, which is the core thing. Nowadays in the Gen Z, what they call this, the number of suicides have tremendously increased. One of the students who attends my another session, he reported that so far his 11 friends have committed suicide in Bangalore. So what is happening around? This is the extreme level of intolerance. People cannot tolerate what's happening around us. It's the exact situation of Dhruva. Luckily, he was not Gen Z, so he was trying to fight the situation out. The next thing, when we are not trying to sort this issue ourselves, we go to some higher authority. In the beginning days of our Krishna consciousness, we went to all the demigods, knocked all the doors. We said Surya Deva, Chandra Deva, Shani Deva, all the different demigods. We went around everywhere, around the circle. We tried to find some solution. And one of the demigod or someone said, this guy just keeps coming every Saturday and disturbing me. Okay, let's see, we'll send a devotee. Right? So this guidance, Marga Darshana, in the beginning level, which is nothing but the Vartaman Pradyaksha Guru or Marga Pradyaksha Guru, is very essential, because without their guidance, it is very difficult for us to take the right path. Okay. Now we also have to understand this very important point, that once a devotee is trying to help us out in getting into Krishna consciousness, it does not need to be a pure devotee. Often people they start offending the devotees who have got them to bhakti, or other fellow devotees. They say that this person is doing in something like this, or the person is getting into something wrong. We cannot adjust to that situation. But we devotees, we have to be very careful that not to insult the qualification or the knowledge or whatever the devotee is at, because we have to understand this point, that everyone is in their own level of bhakti, and everyone can give only what they possess. If you go to a physics teacher, they can teach you something of physics, but if you expect them to teach something of geography, maybe or may not be, right? They may not be able to explain everything in detail. Similarly, the same physics teacher to the level of PhD really differs. It is not the same level, right? So sometimes devotees are of different levels, and they can actually help us with a certain level of understanding. They may say, please come to Sunday program, have nice prasadam, chant Hare Krishna, that's enough. Just come. But when you come the next time, as you keep growing, then you're understanding, oh God, these guys that said chant Hare Krishna, now they have 10 different things. Say, don't do this, don't do that. There's a big list of things. So that's what, when you study ABCD, they don't teach you about calculus. Now, it's a very gradual thing. If you were told the calculus part in the first standard, neither we can conceive nor we can actually, accept it. So it works like that. And once, we are given that direction, the next thing is to get the right guru. Often people actually are really stumbled upon this situation. How do I get a guru? How do I choose a guru? And this is the entire IDC subject, so we are not going to go in that direction. But how do actually I get a guru? How the guru should be? It's a big question mark. But the fact is, Krishna provides guru to every individual. Krishna inspires the devotee from within the heart. It is not I choose the guru. It is Krishna who gives the guru. I made the decision to get initiated. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Krishna decided that you get surrendered to a guru. And it's not easy. Guru will test. Guru will test the devotee. And sometimes Guru may not test the devotee directly. We may not be able to see the hands of Guru. But the Guru, as Srila Prabhupada mentions, that if you see a king is not working directly everywhere. Oh, pipeline is not working. He becomes a plumber or he becomes electrician. No, it doesn't work like that. But his energies are working. Similarly, the Guru's energies are working through other mentors, other senior devotees. There's a constant test. The person is being observed. And the same thing also happened with Dhruva. So this process is there. And with this process, one gets initiated by practicing very sincerely, with a lot of determination, a lot of dedication, and then the practice starts. So this few months which we are talking about of Dhruva, it is not an ordinary thing. Many people ask this question that we are chanting for 6 years. He chanted for 6 months. We're not able to see any results. I chanted for 60 years. My hairs are all gone gray. But I have not been able to see anything. No results. But the fact is here, the Dhruva, he chanted without any Vaishnava aparat. He did not offend anyone. He continued his process. Very, very determined, very sincerely. And finally, he got the blessings, direct darshan of the Lord. And Lord Bhagwan is saying, what do you want? Tell me what you want. I will give it to you. But before also that, you see that because of his tapasya, even the demigods were getting so disturbed. You can understand the determination is so strong that, it can shake, it can move the planets, it can move all these different demigods get disturbed. Anyway, coming back to the flow. When Bhagavan asked this question, so the answer is what we see here on your display, this beautiful verse. That why should I need something which is material? After seeing you, I have lost all my desires. So this is just not happened just like that. First of all, getting someone's darshan, Bhagwan's darshan is very rare. But over that, still not having a desire is immediately the next level. You would have heard about this famous pastime where a thief was chased by the soldiers, and he ended up sitting in a Bhagavatam class. And the speaker was glorifying Krishna. He was saying, Kasturi tilakam lalata patale vakshe sthale kaustubam. He was describing Krishna as so beautiful. His eyes lie like this. His ears are like this. His lips are like this. His chest is like this. And then he said that he's got jewelry. Then he said, oh, wow, jewelry. That's my subject. And then he said, okay, looks like this boy is an easy go. I can just go and just make him convince him, and he will himself will give it. I'm so expert. I can do this. Why do I can do a one-time settlement? Why to again get run and steal something? Then everyone chases and things like go to jail and let's go make this plan. So he does it immediately. Starts traveling to Vrindavan and starts searching for Krishna. So he was so determined, Krishna, where is this Krishna? Hey, you boys see Krishna? Oh no, we are also searching for a few hundred years. We could not find him. Oh, no problem. You guys are not lucky. I will go and find him. He goes and searches and searches and searches, and finally there's one boy coming. A very tiny boy. And he also had a lot of jewelry over him. He said, okay, fine, let me check with him. Who is this boy? So, whom are you searching for? The boy asked. He says, I'm searching for Krishna. Krishna? Oh, but why are you searching him? No, no, that's none of your business. That's not requirement to you. You tell me where is Krishna. Says, okay, I am Krishna. Oh, I have come for you. Says, okay. Then he starts thinking, why I am no longer having any desires. But it's okay, let me ask him. You know, I need all these jewelries. You know, if you could kindly just hand it over to me. You see, I'm a very good man. And Krishna says, no, 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 Yashoda Maya will scold me. No, I cannot give anything. Huh? If I go back, then she'll beat me. So, and this conversation goes off, and then, this pastime goes after a couple of interactions, and it becomes completely desireless. That's the exact situation. Hmm? That we are also hearing Bhagavatam class, we are, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, we are doing Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, and, so we talk about, Kalir Dosha Nide Rajanasti Ekot Mahaguna. We are talking about all those things, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koi Lava Matra, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. But why still having desires? Why still having desires? Hmm? So this is where the whole process is. The karma to the prema level. And as we gradually start working, we start, associating with Vaishnavas. We start reading Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam, more than reading Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam from pure devotees. And gradually what happens is, this desires, the personal desires, slowly goes away. It becomes Nirbandha Krishna Sambandha Yukta Vairagya Muchate. All these desires just completely go away. But not like the Mayavad. Mayavadis talk about no desire at all. But that's not how things work. If everyone had to have no desires, then why do we even have senses? Why do we even have any kind of mind which has so many desires? It doesn't work like that. And human being, as we say in materially, that he is an emotional being. So all these different kind of desires and all these different products are created for that. But the only difference is that one is, if it is for self, it is called kama, and if it is for Krishna, it's called prema. Right? So there are three things, three S. If someone loves someone, says that I really, if a young boy says that I really love you, I can get anything, I can get stars and moons, I can do everything for you. This is a common, way of expressing, and you also see, most of the dialogues are actually coming out from the real dialogues of Radha and Krishna in today's world, because all these things you can see, Krishna different ways he is trying to please Radha, Srimati Radharani. So if there is real love, there are three things. One is surrender. If really someone loves, right, they'll be really surrender. Without surrender, if one still carries a lot of ego in today's time, the divorce rates are so high. People cannot actually, tolerate things. Is there real surrender? No, because everyone is so strong. It's ahamtva and mamatva, I and mine. Everything is driven from that principle. There's no surrender. The second most important thing is sacrifice. Real love means sacrifice. We see that most of the parents, they sacrifice so many things for the children. Your parents have sacrificed their good things for you, right? So there is a lot of sacrifice. The real love commands a sacrifice, not demands sacrifice. It's a very natural process. And the third thing is service. It's a natural thing, right? So people would like to have service. They will serve naturally. When we were come to the first time to the Sangha, we were asked to do something. We were so happy and enthusiastic, right? Yeah? We always, everyone loves to serve, even a newcomer, you ask them to do something, even children, you do something. Because our real nature is, dasa. That's our real nature. But it's been deployed or it's been employed in the wrong place. That is the whole issue. So it is very astonishing that people, even after coming to Krishna consciousness, even we know that Diksha le Bhakta Kore Atma Samarpan from Chaitanya Charitamrita, at the time of Diksha, one should have completely surrendered, like Draupadi, how Draupadi raised both her hands up and complete surrender. That is the process. But what happens is that we still carry so many different desires. And then we say that I have got initiated, I have got surrendered, but still I'm not expecting any kind of results. The results aren't there because there is no real surrender. It looks like, we are surrendered like the dirty ice. The ice is still dirty. The water is dirty, but it looks so glowing, so nice, It looks white. So often it feels like, we are, devotees are putting tilak, we are having Vaishnava dress, every Sunday we are going to temple, or, doing all these different sevas. But, that still what is missing is that kama, that desire. And what happens is, even in the midst of devotees, sometimes, we also get certain kind of desires. And those desires, become so strong that it turns into envy. I'll give you a very simple example. Long ago, when there were devotees, who were very kind, and they, during the Kartik month or during Purushottama month, those days in 2012, 15, those times, devotees, were doing carpooling. Okay. And, many devotees, they go each house, they pick the devotees and take them for Mangalarti. And eventually what happened is, like, they saw that this devotee is doing, so everyone is glorifying these devotees. Oh, wow, Prabhu, what a seva you did, you are so wonderful in every day program there after Mangalarti. We thank XYZ Prabhuji, XYZ Mataji, you're doing so wonderful seva, getting all the devotees, and some devotees started feeling, oh, if we also had a car, we also could have done this. Hmm? And eventually what happens is that turns into hatred, that turns into enviousness. It starts with a kind of uh, you know kind of a small dissatisfaction in the heart, but we don't know when it has turned into something else. So that is why Srila Prabhupada mentions that bhakti is like a sharp razor. We actually shave a sharp razor, or Matajis can understand the knife, for the example. It's very sharp. And if you're going to be careless, it's going to cut. So if you're going to be careless, then we don't know what's going to happen. And that the right destination, the right path, the right medicine. Enichi Oshidi Maya Nashigurlagi Harinama Mahamantra Lotumimagi Jiva Jaga Gaura Chandapur. This Harinam is actually but nothing but Oshadi. It's the medicine. Medicine for this disease. But why it's not working? It's not working because we are not taking there's so many other instructions which has been actually asked us, which has been actually asked us to be following that, but we are not following that, or we are not sincere to follow that. Determination. The subject today is Dhruva's determination. How determined we are to actually practice things extra without doing, without giving account. A lot of times we become accountable devotee. So there's so much of count, everything goes on count. But Is that just the count, or is it out of your heart? But that is all, that's kind of forgotten. So determination should lead to the right goal. But for that, the determination has to be placed in the right platform. It has to be in the right direction. And it's not easy. It's not easy. And every minute, determination, the best example of determination is my Guru Maharaj. Even in that situation, even in that condition, his preaching endeavors has tremendously increased. It's not going down. People would just settle to Vrindavan or Mayapur and just say, okay, yeah, I'm done. I have done all those things. I hand over my responsibilities. You guys take care. Huh? No, that is, something which is lacking. I personally regret, right? I'm not able to get to that mood and still trying to have that comfort and trying to see that, oh, if devotees come online, then I give class. No, that's not the right attitude. We need to be determined. And for Guru's and Krishna's mission, we have to go out and help so many other devotees and help them from getting into all these distresses, help them from not committing suicide. Everyone is actually looking for solution, but it's so unfortunate that they don't know whom to talk to. There's so many helplines, suicide helplines. How many people have actually attempted to call them, to talk to them? In today's world, people are lacking real friendship. Prabhuji was very kind, he actually, always remembers the birthdays and anniversaries and so many things, and he sends out messages. I hope you all have received messages from Prabhu, right? In today's time, people don't even know these things. How many people really know that what is the other devotee going through? Huh? This all is very difficult, subject. Many people don't want to even talk about it. There's no real friend actually. So as devotees, our first kartavya is to be a real friend to everyone, not just boast about different rules and regulations. Hey, you are all in Maya, you are all karmis. No. Try to engage them as you must be, engaging devotees for the lamp seva, or you may be coming together to read something, to distribute something. So even that is a very good sign for determination. Someone asked uh, in one of the Bhagavatam classes, what do you mean by tapasya for devotees? You expect us to go to jungle? Huh? You expect us to do fast till death in Purushottam month? Huh? Many devotees, they think that if someone is able to fast completely, the entire month, then they are very pure devotees. That's the best level. I'm not able to do that. But the best devotee is that who is actually going out of the way and trying to please Srila Gurudev, trying to please our mentors, our Shiksha Gurus. That is real tapasya. Not that something physical and other things. Because the real thing is that we have to serve, we have to please our Gurujanas. Because as we understand, the sadhana bhakti takes us to the level of becoming eligible for bhava, but it does not directly give bhava. Bhava is only given by the Guru through oral reception. And for us to get to that stage, we have to please, we have to serve the devotees, and for that we have to be determined. Devotees go out of the way. We see that how Haridas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu, Sanatana Goswami, they all were attempting in so many different ways, actually out of the box thinking that somehow make devotees. And our Guru Maharaj is coming out with so many different creative ideas. to actually make devotees, to actually, help devotees to somehow, practice. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy with so much of distraction, with our own mind being the biggest problem, with so many situations around us, our work, and so many other things. But we are fortunate that we have got this beautiful Sangha. Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Ji Guru Krishna Prasad by Bhakti Lata Beach. And we have got this, Guru, Guru Krishna blessing, and we got this Bhakti Lata. But for us to gradually elevate uh, to the right platform, we need to have that strong determination. And Srila Prabhupada's life, we see that how Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavad Gita about Vivasatmika Buddhihi Ekehi Guru Nandana. So we need to have that Vivasatmika Buddhi. Srila Prabhupada could have just been in Vrindavan and in Radha Damodar temple. He was getting prasadam, he had some place to stay. Why he was going and weeping in the samadhi of Srila Rupa Goswami? Why did it make this attempt to take the Jaladuta at that age, 67, 68, go to the world, to America, with no money? What is this? Isn't this great tapasya? Isn't this the strong sign of determination? So, if we are successful, if we are able to please our Guru Janas, the Guru Parampara, Vaishnavas, if we are successful that endeavor, even if we don't want anything, Krishna will provide, as in the case of Dhruva Maharaj. Even though he was having the desire, he became desireless, but still Krishna said, "You take my planet." Dhruva Loka, for many people, they think that this planet was newly created, but it's not like that. This actually was already there. It's called Prapanchika Vaikuntha, or in other words, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's called Loka Loka. And Dhruva was given that planet, that till this kalpa, or until this entire things are there, I don't think it's kalpa, till the entire cycle, till annihilation, Dhruva will be there. He will be the king, and then he will have his onward journey to Vaikuntha. So this entire journey, is actually in each of our life. It's just not of Dhruva Maharaj's pastime, but we can reflect that with our own life. That how strong, first thing we need to understand. Initially, we had the tests from various different demigods. Okay, the problems were arising, right? You had these different issues, Adhyatmikadi, Bhautikadi, Devika, relatives, friends, parents, issues, so many different challenges. The first test of demigod, second test of Guru, third test of the senior devotees. You see that the associates of Krishna will also test us. And finally, fourth is Krishna himself will test. Sometimes, we feel that, Krishna, why Krishna, we are not able to have the darshan. Mind you, if you really want to have darshan of Krishna, then he will first put you through all the tests. Like Pandavas went through all the tests. Prahlad went through all the tests. Even after knowing all these things, you still want Krishna? Then you are in the right place. Because it's not going to be easy. But remember, these tests are under direct supervision of the Lord, and Krishna is so merciful. He tests based on our eligibility. If you are eligible for 10 standard, he will give you only 10 standard paper. Don't worry, he will not give you PhD paper. Right? based on the level we can tolerate. Krishna is not taking and throwing us into the fire like Prahlad Maharaj had to go through. Right? So we learn so many beautiful things from the lives of our acharyas and our, you know, our Mahajanas, our Guru Varga. And every step of theirs is completely their mercy. And that is why we are learning these Puranas and Itihasas and all these different things. There's everything, every subject is a lot of learning. And in this month of Purushottama, as you would have heard from so many different speakers talk all through this month, that it is the greatest opportunity. And let's not lose this opportunity. Because if you losing this opportunity, we may again end up in animal kingdom. We don't know what's going to happen. So let us not lose this. Let us not, miss this train. Because if the train is missed, then we don't know. So there are another two things which I want to mention. I'll just look through if something I have missed. Yeah, that's all. So thank you very much. So there are so many more things, but I think we will conclude here and give some time for any questions, comments, reflections, suggestions, or corrections. So thank you very much. Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Purushottam Mas ki jai, Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Gaura Hari ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your analytical explanation of the determination of Dhruva Maharaj with various examples. So I have few points to share, but before that, if anybody has got any questions and Prabhuji is still available, you can unmute, come on the video. You can have your Sunday Hanivrutti.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Prabhu, rightly you said, see, many times we'll be thinking that many people, they approach us, they tell, I'm chanting from 7 years, I'm chanting from 8 years, but still I'm facing so many difficulties, so many things are coming. They are not ready to accept the fact what mistakes they are committing. But in this lecture, you clearly explained the determination of Dhruva Maharaj. So how he chanted without aparad. So that plays a very important role here, Prabhu. And you also told that if we love someone very sincerely, 3 S, that is surrender, then sacrifice and service. So yes, Prabhu, that also we need to implement in our daily sadhanas also. And one thing which I realized from this is true determination is not going to forest or taking any austerity very seriously, fasting as you told, nothing like that. You have to be completely dedicated, Prabhu. Dedicated in the sense, whatever Guru says, you need to accept it. You have to be in a parampara. Then you need to listen to the Guru's instructions. Then it is very easy to get determination. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much for a wonderful lecture, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Can I add one thing, Mathurapati Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
One comment. Yes. So, Mataji, thank you for reflecting on these points. Often people think that that if we have to please Guru, we have to follow the scriptures very diligently. But devotees often miss this point. Guru decides what I should do. Many gurus in ISKCON, they are not advising on Purushottam month fastings. Okay, there are many such things like that. But that is the instruction from that guru. But we have to follow what our Guru Maharaj has said, what our Guru has said, and always follow that Guru. So because even sometimes the instruction from the Guru may not look like it is working for me, but we don't know actually it is working, but it takes time to show the results. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, anybody quickly come. So please do not waste the time. Every second is valuable in Purushottam month. Yeah, 1,000 times. Yeah. In the meanwhile, I share a few points which Prabhuji has mentioned. Like, Prabhuji, thank you very much for enlightening us for Dhruva's previous birth. You mentioned he was in his previous life, he was a Brahmana, and he had a association, Sangat Sangha, like that he mentioned, and he had a strong desire to become a king. So Tadastu, Lord has granted for that. But when actually the Lord appeared, so he didn't want anything. He had only, he was completely satisfied with the darshan of the Lord. And the 3 years are very useful. When if someone loves somebody, that surrender, sacrifice, and finally the service should be there. And without that, so there is not love actually. Nowadays, people say, a boy says to a girl, I love you. Actually, it is I lust you. It is not love you. Yeah. Then you also enlighten us. Like without guidance, nobody can able to progress in Krishna consciousness. And who is a real guru, who is a fake guru, and the thief who sat in SB class and he got attracted to Krishna. But during that conversation, the Lord, from this full desires to, he made him desireless. That was really touching. Prabhu. So, similarly, when we are in devotional service, also under the guidance of a spiritual master, and during that course of time, yeah, you rightly said that we still have desires, but gradually it takes some time. Gradually, it may vanquish basing on our sincerity. Then you also rightly mentioned that Harinama is a Aushadhi. And another point I learned is, though the Aushadhi is available, though the suggestion is given, and people, I mean, the general public, but as well as the practicing devotees, they're unable to take them, which means that though the Aushadhi is available, they are not taking the Aushadhi, but at the same time, they want to be healthy. So without taking medicine, how a patient can be healthy? So that point, I really liked it, Prabhu. And basing on our determination, Krishna will, arranges the things. Ye yatha mam prapadyanti. So you nicely mentioned, Prabhu, that tapasya for a devotee is to please Gurujan. So this not only in pleasing itself. Sorry, can you please correct me? In that pleasing way, the seva is also included, Prabhu.
Look, seva is the most integral part, Prabhu, because
Okay.
any kind of any kind of relation demands that there is some seva. So seva can happen in manasa, vacha, karma, but definitely seva is an integral part, because to please the guru, there's some kind of activity or some kind of a movement. So definitely, unless there is a move, there is no movement.
Yeah, Prabhu. So in that path, you also nicely mentioned like Prabhupada's determination. It is a global inspiration now. So anybody who reads Srila Prabhupada books, they become devotees. Okay, so finally I have a question, Prabhu. So during our practice, practice in Krishna consciousness, during our, you mentioned the journey from Kama to Prema. During that journey, there are so many milestones and so many obstacles come on the way. So how do we, get the path cleared and move forward, Prabhu? How do we do that? Can you give some focus on that?
Um,
To put in a
this is
short
a
way, our journey from my journey from Kama to Prema is a long way. So there were so many stumbling blocks and so many other blocks are coming. How do we make it clear?
It's a very beautiful question, Prabhu. Thank you for that question, and I would consider that question for myself. So though I know the answer, but to put in things in practice is quite challenging. So what happens is, though we are aware of the process, though we know that this is the direction we know, basically we know what is our sadhana tattva, what is sadhya tattva, what is the para tattva and swa tattva. We know all these tattvas as Bhakti Vinod Thakur mentions in Chaitanya Shikshamrita. We are aware who we are, who is Bhagwan, what is the process, and what is the final conclusion. But the situation is that often, because of our mind, we get diverted. One. Second thing is that even though the concepts, the most foundational concepts sometimes are forgotten. Let me give a very simple example. If we have to please Krishna, we have to please our Guru, right? If we have to please our Guru, we have to please all the Vaishnavas. But often what happens is we conduct our services and knowingly or unknowingly that may be offending devotees. So I have done my service. No, this is my service. But will Krishna or Guru accept that service which has caused pain to a devotee? Definitely not, because as we say that susukham kartum aviyam, it is joyfully performed. And often, there is a kind of, this kind of, I would say that kind of arrogant nature comes out when we see someone new. That, I know better than you. You better, take back seat. I can handle this. So this is very common because, we are in our so-called socio-physical position, and it's very common. But we see that the pure devotees of the Lord, when anything people would like to do, they say, okay, take it. Like Rupa Goswami, when the Mayavadi wanted to debate and defeat him, he said, yes, I am defeated. Declare to everyone. I don't have time for anything. So this kind of common challenges are always there. But again, there's another important thing is, when we are doing this Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, just the level of Bhagavata we hear from, that level of, Hridayantastohi Abhadrani happens. A lot of times, when we are listening to a certain grade, if you are listening to a class 2 teacher, the class 2 teacher will be able to give only that much of absorption. But when you're discussing with the PhD teacher, they will have a different absorption. The Bhagavatam is the same. Krishna is the same. The pastimes are the same. Everything remains the same. But where it is coming from really matters. A lot of times we may be hearing to Guru Maharaj continuously for many years. But still, we would not be able to connect to what Guru Maharaj is saying, there. But once we get, graduated, you come to a certain stage, then naturally when Guru Maharaj is saying, you will start getting Nayanam Galarashudharaya Vadanam Gadgadrudhyagira Ulakir Nichitam Vapukada Tavanam Grahane Bhavishyati. So that really happens. But for that stage, we need to come up. And another thing, Prabhu, which I personally have realized over years, that it's not a race. It's definitely not. A spiritual life is not a race. And everyone has got their own karmas and own sukritis. Someone, Krishna will take much before, and someone will go later, or someone may take even 100 births. Or maybe 1,000 births or million births. So who is going first and who is going last? That is not our, really goal. But instead, am I able to please my Gurudev to my 100%? That is the real goal. Right? So for that, how much sincere I am within my heart, and this whole karma to prema, like we have all these different mediums. For example, we have the different processes when people, do this, karma kanda. They are Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. The Vedas are dealing with these three subjects. So when you're talking about Karma Kanda, and then we're talking about slowly pushing that idea, oh, do Karma Yoga, do some kind of seva, Purushottamas, okay, do something, some small seva and things like that. So for everything, there is a kind of solution which is mentioned. And for being devotee also, as Prabhuji, you're wonderfully doing, posting Vaishnavas, giving opportunity for this kind of kathas, hearing, giving devotees to have more Shravan Seva, like this beautiful thing about what is the why we are serving or why we are hearing Vaishnavas. And the answer is very rightly given in Srimad Bhagavatam, Shushrushoshata Dhanasya Vasudeva Katharchi Sayan Mahat Seva Vipra Punya Tirtha Nishevanat. So the more and more we hearing, the more and more the desires are slowly going away and away and away. But one more thing, Prabhu, this is the last thing. We can keep going on this, but the last thing which I want to share. Every leader, you are giving all your time, all the leaders are giving all their time for, every devotee's growth. But you have to also dedicate a certain time for our own growth. Like Haripad Prabhu used to do. You remember that a certain time he would completely go in reading and in his own personal realization. So there is a time, devotees also, leaders should also dedicate themselves for, like, for example, going to Shravanotsav, going to dedicated different, we are conducting yatras, we're doing so many things, but, there is something needed for ourselves because we are also a candidate in this great, recruitment line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we don't know when we really are going to get recruited because we need to have that qualification. So that must be there. A lot of times, after 5-6 years of Krishna consciousness, gradually this disappears. So this is where the real trouble is, because then we still feel lacking, we still feel dissatisfaction. But if we are having that one Sangha that every day or every moment I hear, and it determines me, oh no, I have to do it. That feeling should come when we hear from a certain, sadhu, that if I'm, I hear, oh, come on, I'm doing a mistake and I have to steady myself. If that feeling does not come, then it's actually not working. Sorry, I spoke a little too long for your question. Sorry.
Thank you, Prabhu, for your explanation. I have really got the tips. I will surely implement. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. So, anybody else? Any other questions? Any other add-ons?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Please accept my humble pranams, Prabhuji. As usual, your class will be always rocking, Prabhuji. I always think, experience that as a Srila Prabhupada's books reading, Prabhu, will occur the one questions, the moment next sloka will get the answer. Similarly, I always experience the class what you gives this, Prabhu. So the every moment when you're giving some class, every very next moment I'll get the answers. Similarly, what MMD Prabhu's also asked the same related to my doubt, Prabhuji. It is amazing class, Prabhu. Only thing we are begging for the prayers and blessings that whatever your thought is to be followed and to please Gurudev Prabhuji.
All mercy of
Hare
Srila
Krishna,
Prabhupada and Guru Janas, that if he is using me as an instrument, nothing belongs to me, it all belongs to the Guru Janas. Today I'm the instrument, tomorrow there will be another instrument. So anyway, so thank you very much, and I'm happy that it was somewhere helpful.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Okay, so if nobody is coming forward, so it is the time for us for Thanksgiving for Prabhuji, because Prabhuji has given his time at least to read the topic and going through and referring. And just like honeybee, our Navakishore Prabhu, he has collected various nectars from various flowers. And today he has put in a bottle and he has given to the Zoom for all of us. So, Prabhuji, we would like to hear more and more from you. So please give your appointment now and then so that we get an
I
opportunity.
will not disappoint you, Prabhu, always at your service.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, from everyone, the core of our heart. So we will give thanksgiving for Prabhuji and his family, for his Dharma Patni, and also for his son, because they have largely cooperated for more than 1 hour. Prabhuji spending time means there is a Mataji's hand, and that junior Navakishore Prabhu's hand is also there. So we thank them also, and we loudly, by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we express our thanksgiving. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Dandavad pranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा
Hare
सिन्धुभ्यैव च
Krishna.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
Namo Namaha.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वंद की नामाचर सिल हरिदास ठाकुर की, जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की, पतित पावन गुरु महाराज की, पुरुषोत्तम मास महोत्सव की, हिज ग्रेस नवकिशोर प्रभु की जय.
Prabhupada.
Thank you very much. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Great.